Tucked away in the tangles of the 5,000-plus page government stimulus bill rests a mandate for the Pentagon to release their intelligence on UFO activity in the U.S. Wisconsin has a long history of UFO sightings and odd occurrences. By July, the Department of Defense is due to disclose what it knows about unidentified flying objects, and while though this prospect is exciting UFO enthusiasts, many are expecting the incidents to point to unknown technology of foreign adversaries as much as fantastical beings from other worlds. Nevertheless, we figured now was a good time to go over some sightings here in our home state, from peculiar lights zigzagging across the sky to farmers claiming to have eaten alien pancakes. Wisconsin native Chad Lewis is a paranormal researcher, with a degree in psychology, and is author of several books, including the Wisconsin Road Guide to Mysterious Creatures. He once interviewed a couple from rural Bloomer who believed they had encountered aliens. Late one night, the husband and wife were asleep, when the wife got up to use the bathroom. While walking down the hall, she noticed a strange light through the window. Looking closer, she saw the light was hovering in the forest behind her house. The light crept closer. As it neared the window, she saw the light came from a craft about the size of a small house. Overcome with confusion, she ran to lock the door, but before she got there, the lights began to flash. According Lewis, she felt like she was too late because they were already here. Her door swung open on its own, and a fog rolled through the entryway. Through the fog, she saw a hand reach out to grab her, and then everything went dark. The next thing she knew, she was in her bathroom watching the strange light moving away back into the woods. The next day, the couple found a burn mark in the backyard. After undergoing hypnosis, she recalled she was taken by aliens. Her story has not been confirmed. Sponsored video. More experiences like this one are reported all over Wisconsin. The incidents can be found on the National UFO Reporting Center website, which collects unverified reports. There were several such sightings last year, none of which, we remind you, have been investigated or verified. On August 17, in rural Superior, a woman and her husband saw a light move across the sky in a zigzag pattern and then disappear into nothing. They saw this several times over the course of a half but did not get a video or photograph of the events. A few days earlier, on August 4, in Madison, a person noticed a large triangle object above the Capitol building at about 3:30 a.m. Many smaller objects were ejected from the triangle and moved quickly toward the horizon. The main object moved upwards, leaving the atmosphere just before the break of dawn. The next night at the same time, the object appeared at a higher altitude and remained there until sunrise, when it disappeared once more. There are no other reports of an object appearing above the Madison Capitol. In Racine on October 7, someone reported several silver, disc-shaped objects hovering over Lake Michigan. They formed a V shape as they moved. The lead objects glowed red and the others were yellow. When they left, they did not move out of sight, but vanished. There were no other reports confirming this sighting. Back in the 60s, the reported sightings were often more detailed and fantastical. Lewis cites several astounding reports. Joe Simonton, a chicken farmer in Eagle River, claimed he traded water for alien pancakes in 1961. According to his story, 3 aliens landed in a flying saucer on his property. A door that he said looked like the hood of a car opened up on the side of the craft. The aliens exited the craft and, without verbal communication, gave Simonton a jug. He filled up their jug, and they handed him a stack of discs they were grilling inside the craft. Simonton said they were the worst-tasting pancakes he had ever eaten. The Air Force investigated the event and concluded that Simonton believed his story was true, but they could not prove the events had actually occurred. They sent the pancakes to the Food and Drug Laboratory to be analyzed. The pancakes were found to have been made of starch, buckwheat, soybeans, wheat bran and hydrogenated fat, all of which are accessible on Earth. The case was declared unexplained by the Air Force. In the winter of 1974, in Frederick, a fog covered the ground as William Bossack drove home from a meeting. While driving, he noticed something on the side of the road. Slowing down, he saw an 8 to 10 foot tall humanoid standing inside a transparent bullet-shaped container. The creature was hairy, with ears that stuck notably out of its head. Bossack sped away, overcome with fear. When questioned later, he expressed remorse at leaving the mystery behind and wished that he had stopped to show he was friendly. His story had not been confirmed. Elmwood has become known as the UFO capital of Wisconsin, in part stemming from a 1976 UFO sighting by police officer George Wheeler. Wheeler was on duty when he spotted an orange glow near the quarry at Turtle Hill. He assumed it was a fire and drove over to check it out, but when he arrived, he saw a ship overhead, which he described as silver and larger than a 2-story house with an orange beam emitting from the top. "My God, it's one of those UFOs again," he said over the radio. There was a loud whooshing sound, and a ray shot out of the UFO and struck his cruiser. The car's spark plugs were blown out, and the lights stopped working. The story's veracity has never been confirmed, but the interest in that sighting and others has continued in Elmwood. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we come out with a new video.